The Yu-Gi-Oh franchise has always had an interesting relationship with romantic relationships, as this franchise routinely shows characters having romantic feelings towards each other and clear signs of interest, but rarely does it actually cross the finish line and confirm major protagonists, or even major supporting characters, in a relationship despite how much fans may want it. Case in point, Akiza and Yusei. When it comes to the world of Yu-Gi-Tubers, it's pretty much the same thing. While some are fairly open about their relationships, and in fact many of the biggest Yu-Gi-Tubers are actually married, most sway away from integrating their relationships into their videos or even acknowledging them at all. However, one Yu-Gi-Tuber recently put out an entire video about his failed relationship and how Yugioh actually led to him getting a divorce. Full disclosure, before watching this video, I would encourage everyone to watch the original source and check out Jessup, aka your Yu-Gi-Oh channel's full video, which has absolutely exploded in terms of views, community engagement, and yes, even video responses. Heck, the video has garnered so much attention, people who don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh, such as random Twitch streamers, have been reacting to it. When I first saw the title of his video about getting a Yu-Gi-Oh divorce posted in my Discord, I'll admit, I didn't believe it for a second, and immediately thought to myself, this just has to be clickbait, right? Or maybe it's some sort of happy lover ritual sanctuary deck profile, because there's absolutely no way that Yu-Gi-Oh of all things could ruin someone's marriage. Well, as shocking as this may sound, I was 100% completely wrong, as the title of your Yu-Gi-Oh channel's video isn't clickbait, hyperbole, or in the slightest bit misleading, and that's completely what the video was about. Be warned for all those who plan on watching it and have somehow made it this far into my video without seeing his first. As meme-worthy as it sounds, it's actually a pretty sad and disheartening video that, at times, is incredibly hard to watch. During this video, Jessup speaks very candidly about meeting his wife, and upon opening up about his Yu-Gi-Oh hobby, how she immediately hated it and was dismissive of it, saying things like you should do something better with your life and you should go back to school instead. For most people watching this video, that probably would have been a red flag big enough to sever ties and not move forward with the relationship. One might argue that expecting someone to give up their beloved hobby for a partner is completely unreasonable, especially if said hobby isn't extremely detrimental to the person in question. And I'd argue that, outside of occasionally obliterating your wallet, Yu-Gi-Oh isn't detrimental. Heck, even the expensive aspect can be mitigated by playing low rarity or casual decks. That being said, this ask by your Yu-Gi-Oh channel's soon-to-be wife was especially egregious in my opinion, as Jessup was not only a huge and avid Yu-Gi-Oh fan, but also a well-established, and I cannot stress this enough, wildly successful Yu-Gi-Tuber who used Yu-Gi-Oh as a source of income to live off, aka along with street performing with his horns, it was literally his job that was directly tied to his livelihood. For him, quitting Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't just about losing a hobby, but also losing a revenue stream, and one that he had put forth years of time and effort to cultivate an audience and get to the point where his Yu-Gi-Oh channel, no pun intended, could support him financially. Jessup eventually made the decision to quit for the sake of his relationship and sold all of his recording equipment as well as his YouTube channel itself to Jobber, which, and I guess I'll just speak for myself here, came as a complete shock to me. The entire time I've always wondered why your Yu-Gi-Oh channel left Yu-Gi-Oh on YouTube, especially when his channel was so darn successful. I had always figured that he had simply got burnt out on the game, which of course can happen twice as fast for content creators, but in reality, it had nothing to do with his love for the game, but rather love for a woman. Jessup committed to exile for Yu-Gi-Oh for years, until his wife encouraged him to get a hobby. At that very moment, he saw it as an opportunity to rejoin the game and community he had loved for years. He started buying cards again, relaunched his YouTube channel, and began to attend events. His wife, however, had not lost her ire and, quite frankly, hatred for our game. She told him that he was spending too much money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards and literally gave him an ultimatum between the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game and her. His wife criticized Jessup, asking him, "Why do you care about those cards so much? Quickly to insert my opinion here, I find this type of question to be completely ludicrous. For one, it again insinuates that there's some sort of inherent problem with Yu-Gi-Oh!, trading card games, or people who passionately love and play these types of games. What exactly is the problem with people playing TCGs? It's a hobby. For many people, playing the game is fun, it has elements of strategy, it allows creativity, it has variety, there's a huge nostalgia aspect, as many of adult Yu-Gi-Oh! Players have been playing this game or watching the anime since we were children. I've never understood the concept of questioning things that people are passionate about just because you're not a fan of them or you don't understand it. It'd be like a husband saying to his wife, "What's with you and makeup? Why do you need so much?" Or "Why do you have so many pairs of shoes?" Or if maybe the wife said to the husband, "Why do you watch sports so much? It's just a dumb game. Watch something else." Jessup wanted to continue playing not just because of his love for the game, but also to help him with his Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube content. As a YouTuber myself who isn't playing the game as much as I would like to currently because of school, I can tell you that he's being honest when he says things like, if you completely disconnect yourself from Yu-Gi-Oh! For an extended period of time, it will be very apparent and obvious to your audience through your content. Take just 1 year off of Yu-Gi-Oh! And try to go back to doing card reviews or video discussions, and you'll likely have no idea what the heck you're talking about, or have a clue about all the changes that have occurred, but I guarantee you your viewers are going to know. Jessup took 2 years off and wanted to get back into the groove of things by playing, which of course would help him be more knowledgeable to make better videos. Jessup also said that he felt regret because over the time that he quit the game due to his marriage, he saw the rise of other Yu-Gi-Tubers, saw players taking trips to events and having fun playing the game, when that used to be him and his passion for Yu-Gi-Oh! I actually think that it's quite sad to see someone so fervently push against their spouse's hobby and passion seemingly just because they don't understand it, let alone that this was a hobby that spawned into a career that supported him and them financially prior to quitting. It'd be one thing if it was a hindrance to him and was maybe causing him to suffer mentally and was just a bottomless pit that would sap his money each month while returning nothing. However, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was none of these things. In fact, as a content creator myself who has traveled the country to attend events, I can say that this game has been one of the most rewarding parts of my life. Not just due to the money that I've made over the years from my YouTube channel, but, and let me just say, I don't know how to say this without sounding like I'm completely ripping off your favorite Shonen Jump anime, whatever that may be, but it's also been about the friends, relationships, and bonds that I've made along the way. Heck, half the time that I go to YCS events now, half the fun is just hanging out with friends that I have met through playing this very game. In the end, I think that Jessup just really wanted to get this off his chest and vent. As a content creator of around 15 years, making videos and speaking to the audience is second nature to him, so while putting this in the public forum may seem outrageous, for content creators, it's actually the norm for us. Jessup did ultimately get divorced, and as someone looking from the outside in, I think that it appears to be better for all those involved, as it truly looks like him and his wife have irreconcilable differences. This video and its contents have garnered an overwhelming wave of support in his comment section, which I believe is well deserved, as well as a bunch of people memeing him in places like Zodiac Duelist on Facebook. As mentioned earlier, the video has been picked up by a bunch of reaction streamers who, from what I can tell, have nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! So it wouldn't shock me if they didn't understand his connection to the game, just as his wife didn't. But on the other side, Yu-Gi-Tubers who have reacted to the video, such as Yu-Gi-Oh! Paisano and Rogue Hero, appear to be very supportive, a la the comment section of his video. A marriage ending in divorce over the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game definitely wasn't on my bingo card, and probably not something that I ever thought that I would make a video on, but if I've said it once, I have said it 1,000 times. This game never ceases to amaze me. So that is all I have for this video. Of course, I want to hear what you got to say in the comment section below. Would Yugioh ever be a deciding factor in your relationship status? Do you think that you would end up quitting the game, or is it on the table that you could or would quit the game for your spouse? And what do you think of this entire crazy situation? You leave that all in the comment section below. And thank you guys for watching as always.